Hello and welcome to another video for Miles Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we're looking at something a little bit different. It's not that particular old. It's only about 10, well not even 10 years, about 8 years old. But it is really cool. We are looking at the 2016 release by Spearmark from this series of movie and TV tie-in nightlights, LED nightlights. And this particular one we're looking at today is all based on Star Wars, and it's from the Phantom Menace. And this particular one is of Kylo Ren, and it is the Kylo Ren mask, which is your color changing LED light. Okay, so this is the box that it comes in, and it says at the front Star Wars, Kylo Ren, color changing LED light, and it's got color changing and Disney. That's the front of the box. If I just tip the box forward, you can see it says Star Wars, Kylo Ren, color changing LED light, and it's got illumi-mates, and there's an image of a trooper there. Let's just turn the box to the side. It says Star Wars, and that is all in French, I believe, so we won't read that. Let's go to the back, and it says Star Wars illuminates, Kylo Ren, color changing LED light. Batteries operated, 3 LR44 batteries included. Warning, small parts, choking hazard. And you got www.starwars.com logo and the copyright Lucasfilm Limited. Spearmark logo for lightning, and it's made in China. Okay, and we just go around to the other side. It says Star Wars, easy operate, on off switch at base. Wherever you go, illumi-mate. And the colours automatically change. So you got green, yellow, purple, orange and blue there. This is Kylo Ren, color change LED light and illumi-mates. Okay, that is what have we got on the box? No, so on the bottom of the box is just the barcode and the just a little CE info. Okay, so that is the box. I think the best thing to do is actually take this out of the box and have a look at it. The batteries are in there, so we're going to have to look to see if the batteries are still okay. Obviously it was manufactured 8 years ago, so they might need to be replaced. But let's have a look. Let's take it out and have a look. Okay, so I have removed the mask or the light from the box, and this is what we've got. So you can see it's Kylo Ren's head there. In fact, I'll come to that in a second. Let's just have a look at the instructions that come with it. What does it tell us? Let's open it up and have a look. So it basically it tells you where the on-off switch is. Okay, so it tells you how to replace the batteries there as well, and a little screwdriver you need to hook the buttons out and replace the batteries where necessary. Okay, so that's just the little instructions, nothing too tremendous there to worry about. Okay, so here we have Kylo Ren's head. I must admit, it's really cool. It's quite small, but it is cool. Show you how size-wise it is. We're looking at height of 10 centimeters. If I measure across the widest point of the base, we're looking at about 11.5 to 12 centimeters. And if we go the opposite way, we're looking at 10 centimeters. So it's not a huge mask, but it is a really cool item. Okay, so as you can see, the tag is still in the battery, so I'm going to take that out in a second. I'm going to turn it on. It is in the off position at the moment, as you can see, and there's the on button there. So I'm going to pull this tag out in a second, and let's see how it illuminates. I really do think this is a real cool item. So right, let's pull the tag out. So the tag's out, and let's switch it on. Okay, as it come on, let's oh yes, it has come on. There we go. So green to blue to white, green again, and that's light blue this time, and that's purple. This is really cool. Really cool light to have in your room. If you're a kid, you would really appreciate this. And that's again a lighter blue, pink, going to red. That's the colour we recognise with Kylo Ren, and back to green again. So really, really cool item this is. Especially the colour changing is and there's blue item that signifies he's gone good. Yellow, well, enough said. Sky blue, maybe light blue, and purple, white, pink, or red. Yeah, there we go. So that's all the colours that and back to green again. That's the colours that the mask changes in. So you can really, because this is small enough for you to carry around and have anywhere, it really is quite a real cool item. As I say, I don't normally do things, show things so new as this, because it's only 8 years old. It's obviously not vintage yet. Excuse me. Although I suppose some people would call it vintage is a very, very wide description. Most people, what I've learned in being in the toy industry for over the last 45 years, is that people associate vintage toys and vintage items with their childhood. So, for example, if you were born in the 70s, let's say, toys from the 70s and 80s would be vintage for you. If you were born in the 90s, toys from the 90s would be vintage to you, which is 30 odd years ago. If you was born in the 2000s, toys that you played with during the noughties are vintage to you. And the same again when you was born in between 2010 to 2015, 16, toys you played with, let's say you was 10 then, you would be 18 now. So again, people would class those as vintage. So vintage is a very broad scope. But one thing I've learned over the years is to call vintage toys really toys from your childhood is probably a better description than vintage toys. But everybody knows them as vintage, so that's a word that sticks. So anyway, it's not particularly vintage, this particular item. It's not that old for most of us. But it is such a cool item. And if you had this in the room in pitch dark, so I've turned the lights off here so we can see it a little bit better. But if you had it in a room in pitch dark, it would just be awesome for any kid going to bed, waiting to go to sleep. I'm sure it would give a good reflection. Maybe it doesn't give off that much light against the background. I can't see it lighting up the back of the booth very well, but then it is still very light in here, so maybe it does in the pitch dark. But there we go. So there we are. How well did this item do back in the day? Well, I've got to be honest with you, I don't think they sold a terrific amount of these. They're very few and far between. They hardly ever come up for sale on the platforms. They are just very rare, so I don't assume to think that lots of them were sold. I'm guessing that you would have to have gone to a lightning shop or someone like a home base, or maybe I don't know, home sense or something like that, to be able to buy these back in the day when they were released. So they weren't readily available for every store. So it begs the question that perhaps they just wasn't promoted well enough. Maybe they just didn't sell well enough. But yeah, they really do not come up for sale very often. Personally, I think it's absolutely brilliant. It's such a cool design. If there was a Darth Vader one, that would be just as good. And maybe even a Stormtrooper. I don't know whatever ones they did, if they did any other Star Wars ones. I haven't really looked into that, but it would just be awesome if there was a selection of them and you could have them all running along a mantelpiece, all lighting up at the same time. But anyway, I digressed. So back to the point, they don't really come up for sale very often on the platforms. Certainly not the Kylo Ren version we got here. I mean, I haven't seen this. I did look on the platforms to see if anyone was selling it, to get an idea of what the movement was like and what the quantities out there were, but I couldn't find any. So I did do a brief back search as well, and I don't think I saw any of them come up. So you know, I don't know. I really don't know sales. I don't know whether they've come up in the past or not. I'd imagine they must have done at some point, but in the recent history, I couldn't see anything. So they don't appear to come up very often. But as usual, we have found a few. Now, basically, these are part of a shop purchase that we bought. There's a shop that shut down well, they didn't recover after the COVID. They closed down, and we went in and bought all their stock that was in the shop and in the stock room. And there was a couple of these on the shelf in the storeroom. It was a specialist toy and comic shop. So the specialist shops, of course, which is probably where these items were. But anyway, so yes, we have managed to found a few of these, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that, as over 10,000 products currently available on our website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something you won't want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this illumi-mate Kylo Ren mask with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.